Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of What If Civilization Started Over. We are now on episode 3 of the series, and in the last episode, we saw a lot of expansion by all countries, and we also saw the full discovery of Arabia, and we are seeing a lot more discovery into Europe and more of Asia. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and let's just get on with the video. So we will be starting this video in modern day Saudi Arabia and Oman, where we can see expansion being done by the blue team, and they expand more into modern day Oman, and the blue team is becoming a little big, and they have more population officially now than the red team. This coast has become very popular, and and Mesopotamia has become very populated. We can also see more expansion being done over here in Persia, and we can also see more expansion being done. And the expansion, it's fast, but the people are starting to lose interest in the expansion, and people start to care more about their homeland than expanding. But we can also see the Sandiks going in, and they expand into more modern day Yemen, where they started, and into more of Iran. And these countries, this country has a very, very high demand for expanding, because the people, they don't have enough space to live, because they all live in this little tip and this little tip. But some people are now starting to go out, and they want more land. And we can see that the Sandiks expand, and they meet up with the blue team in this area, and the blue team sits down with the or the Sandiks, and they say, okay, let's make a treaty for this little area, and it's the first real treaty of the whole entire world. And this is what the peace treaty is going to end up looking like. But the red team kind of feels left out, and they want to kind of be back in the spotlight again. So they expand out, and they start to kind of cut off the Sandiks from the rest of Arabia. But the Sandiks, they see what's going to happen, and they start expanding up north, trying to beat the red team to their cutting off of. And they kind of get close to beating the red team. Tung 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 sahur. Them, and the red team cuts them off from expanding more into Arabia, and we might see bad relations coming from this occurrence. In the blue team, their Sandiks are their friend, basically, and they're like, whoa, mean move, red team. And they start to try to cut off the red team from more of northern Arabia, even though they can just go through here. And they also cut them off over here and take a lot of land, so they are cut off. And just to put another, just to spite the red team more, they expand, and they almost cut off the red team fully. But the yellow team finishes off the job, and the red team is cut off from expanding northern into Mesopotamia. And the red team is also mad. They didn't want that to happen. Nobody wants that to happen. And the red team, they start to kind of become a regional not liked person or power in the world. And the red team, they also kind of expand, and they try to cut off the blue team, but the blue team doesn't really want but the blue team doesn't even get cut off. And they take the rest of the land over here, and the red team and the blue team just split the rest. And these borders look very hideous, so I'm going to clean them up really quick. And with the red team being cut off from more of Arabia, the yellow team is going to become very powerful from this, because they can just take all of this land without any repercussions, because they're chill with the blue team, and the red team was their only threat from expanding up north. So now they're Gucci. Oh my god, that's so cringy. Now they're good to expand with, no repercussions. And that's exactly what they do, because they expand out more into Mesopotamia, and they profit off of the Tigris, and they also profit off of just the landscape of this. And they go through here, and they take the rest of Turkey. And the yellow team is starting to become very powerful. And we can also see a lot of expansion up into the Balkans. And now we're going to skip a lot of time, and this is just going to be a long, this is just going to be a lot of skipping time, so we can get a lot more expansion and exploration. And this is how much these countries have explored, and now we're going to see how much they have expanded. First, the yellow team expands into modern-day Russia and Crimea. And they also expand into the Balkans and take all of Greece, not all, or what is left of Greece, and they take more of Italy, and they explored more of Europe. The purple team expanded into Sicily and more of Italy. They also expanded into modern-day Tunisia and into Sardinia. The red team didn't expand, but they did discover more of northern Africa, along with Morocco and Algeria. The green team expanded into Somalia and more of Ethiopia and Eritrea. And the blue team, which has gotten double their size, has expanded into Iran. But now let's look at some things that happened because of this expansion. We can see a large part of the blue team breaking off from the country and trying to form their own nation, because this area was very not kept well. And this Persian area was a lot different than this area. This area was rich. Along these areas was very rich, and they had a very stable economy, while all of these areas over here were kind of left to fend by themselves, and also this area up here were kind of left to fend by themselves by the blue team, and they are kind of mad about that. And that's why they have declared their independence from the blue team. But we can see the blue team kind of forming up an army, and they send their troops into the teal team, taking a lot of this land and going down and trying to cut off their main economic areas. But the teal team is able to form an army because their people are very mad about this, and they want their independence from the blue team. So we can see a large push cutting off the supply line to this area. I know they can still boat, but it's harder to do that while the people are shooting fire arrows at you while you're coming into the harbor. And up north, the teal team has a greater advantage because they know the area better, and they're better at fighting in kind of plains and stuff, or rocky areas. We can also see a small invasion by the yellow team. They're just trying to take what land they can get, but their people are very against war. Their way of controlling their country has gotten better, and now they're starting to rival the red team a little bit. And the yellow team goes down, and they take a little bit of land, but not before leaving it and just kind of trying to set up a government here. or not set up a government, but trying to hold this area because they wanted this area. But after long fought battles and just a lot of back and forth by the blue team and the teal team agrees to sit down with the blue team to talk about a peace treaty. And let's look at how that forms up. And this is how the peace treaty is going to end up looking like. We can see the blue team kind of forming up a border with the teal team, and we can see the yellow team taking a little bit of land from the blue team. But also in Italy, we can see a rebellion popping up. They saw what happened with the Persian team, and they saw how they got their independence by fighting for it, and that is what they wanted. I'm going to change their color a little bit. And they didn't like how the yellow team was ruling them, so they said, we want our independence and we are going to get it, and they got it. And the yellow team, they really don't have that great of an army to fight fully and directly, and the purple team is also supplying them and they're giving them aid, and the yellow team just grants them their independence, and they want to expand a little bit more before they settle down. And the orange team is going to expand more into Italy, taking these areas, and they also go down here and they take this little area too. And now they're kind of forming themselves a kind of Roman republic. They also take this, or they also take Corsica, and they also land in modern day Croatia. And the yellow team, they kind of feel a dent in their population from that, and they want to kind of get back. And so they take over Crimea and they form a little state there. But that is going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. And thank you guys for watching. And goodbye.